Hello, students, and anyone else who may be watching from home. This is Mr. Borges, and we're going to be doing our next project in TinkerCAD, which is the chess pawn. So you're going to log into TinkerCAD the way that you always do with the class code. Please make sure you're doing that. We're going to go to Lessons, and here's the chess pawn. So if you need to reset that, you can, and then we're going to go ahead and start. And it says here, in this lesson, you're going to learn to design a traditional chess pawn. Let's get started. So we're going to need a shape. Drag a cylinder to the work plane. So there we go. And I'm going to click next. I'm going to scale it to be smaller to have a height of. So I'm clicking that scaling handle on the top, the little white square, and picking 3 millimeters. And moving on from there, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and get rid of this inspector window. So I'm going to drag a work plane. Work plane tool, we're going to drag it to the top of the cylinder, and now we're going to drag a cone to the top of the cylinder, and it's going to slide around on the work plane to where we want it to go. All right, we're going to adjust the shape to have a height of 11 millimeters. There we go. And we're moving on. We're going to drag a sphere to the work plane. Here's our sphere, and we're going to change the dimensions of the sphere. So, right, we're going to scale it so it has a diameter of 18. So that to do that, it's going to be 18 by 18 by 18. So now it's a sphere with a diameter of 18, and we're going to do more squishing. So we're going to actually squish it so that its height is not 18 anymore, so that its height is 5. And then we're going to get it back on target with the arrow keys. All right. We're going to drag a cone to the work plane. There we go. And we're going to scale it so it has a height of, scale its height so its height is 28 millimeters. And we're going to scale its diameter so that it's going to be 14. So we're going to change it so that's 14 and 14. There we go. And it's a little bit off target. That's fine because we're going to move it anyway. We're going to move the cone to the target that's orange. And then you can see we're going to have to lift the cone by 3 millimeters. So we're going to see this lift handle, this black triangle. We're going to grab that and then lift it. You can see the number there, 1, 2, 3. We've lifted it 3 millimeters. And I'm off target now. I'm going to use the arrow keys to get back on target. Yeah, that looks great. Going to go to the next one. We're going to drag another cone to the work plane. There we go. And we're going to scale it so it has a diameter of 12. So it's going to be 12. And we're going to scale its height so it has a height of 19. It was pretty close already, but there we go. And now we're going to rotate the cone 180 degrees. We're going to grab this rotation handle and rotate it. And if you're good, you can get it to be right at 180. And if you're not, whatever, just click on this number and type in 180. There you go. And then we're going to put this on a target, and we're also going to have to lift it to get it on target. There we go. All right, I'm a little bit off. We're going to fix that with the align tool later on, so don't worry too much if it's not aligned perfectly. Okay, now we're going to drag the work plane to the top of the cone. There it is. Whoopsie. To the top of the cone, the flat part on top. And then we're going to drag a sphere onto the work plane. And we're going to change the diameter of the sphere so that it's going to be 8. So it's going to then be 8 by 8. And then now it's just going to be squished unless we also change the height to be 8. There we go. And then we're going to get on target. All right. I'm going to drag the work plane to its original position. That's a reset. Reset of the work plane. And then we're going to select all shapes, Control A, and then we would use the align button. So here is align. We're going to align it. Make sure they're all aligned to the center this way. It looks like they were. Control A, align. Make sure they're all aligned to the center this way. Looks like they are. We don't want to line them up and down though. That's gonna goof up. You can preview that. That's gonna ruin our pawn. Right? Then we're going to group our stuff. And that's how you do it.